Let me figure out what I want to do.
The sterile stance.
Business and pleasure should be separated.
You can't say that, bro. You gotta say.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Nani, and today we have a special guest with us. He made the clothes that you see in this video right now, upper body only. But I'm gonna have him introduce himself for y'all.
What's up, y'all? It's Quan, CEO of Consistent Hustler.
Alrighty, can you just tell them a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, what you're doing, stuff like that?
Okay. Well, I'm from Philly originally. I'm a student here at Millersville. Like I said, I'm the proud CEO of Consistent Hustler. Yeah.
Alrighty, we're gonna jump right into it. I have a few questions for him today. These questions are for y'all to get to know him a little bit more about his brand, and he's gonna answer some things people might need to know when they're starting up a brand. Okay? Okay. Question number one: when did you start up your brand, and what really got you started for real?
So I started my brand in 2022, and what really got me into my brand was just my love of fashion, and like love dressing, love putting certain pieces on to match other pieces, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So basically my clothing brand was my way of expressing like how I want to dress and how I want my feelings to be applied to other people through my artwork. So like anytime somebody put one of my pieces on, it just reflects, like, it's always a reflection of me, plus what the customer like has like with their own sweat. So it's like a good mix of like who I am and who the consumer is as well.
Okay. Next question: what inspired your business idea?
What inspired my business idea, to be honest, just my love of fashion. Like I mentioned, my consistent hustle. Like anybody that knows me knows, like I'm always chasing the bag. I'm always trying to get money. I'm always trying to find ways to hustle. So I feel like when it comes to my brand, it's literally just who I am, just in the clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? So like being consistent and being a hustler is literally me. And,
yeah.
Like what I stand for.
Next question: what advice would you give somebody starting up a brand?
Some advice I would give to somebody starting a brand is, to be honest, just to really, focus on what you really want to do first, and what you really want your brand to stand for, and how it reflects you and stuff like that. Because a lot of people, they start their brand and don't really, like they started for just for the money, or just because it's cool to have a clothing brand, not really to put your passion and what you stand for into the artwork. So I feel like a lot of people, they need to build like a strong foundation before they just hop in to the clothing brand world and stuff like that, and really just take the time to understand what you want, and write your ideas down, and like just build your vision up before you trying to just spend money and make a piece, and sell them.
Yeah.
Like just really try to build a strong foundation of like what you want as an entrepreneur.
Okay. What are some mistakes that you made starting out? And if you didn't make any mistakes, like what are some hiccups that you saw yourself?
I feel like when it comes to mistakes, everything happens for a reason, but some things I feel like I could have did differently was, like, before I actually made my pieces, was to really create my vision first and understand like what I wanted my brand to stand for. Because at this point in my business, I feel like everything I do and like everything I create is a reflection of how I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
Or like what I got going on and stuff like that. So I try to create my pieces based on how the impact is gonna be to the consumer and stuff like that. So when it comes to mistakes, I feel like everything happens for a reason, like I said. But I just, at first, if I would have just waited until I feel like I was fully
100%.
Yeah, like what I'm saying, like 100%, fully locked in with like what I wanted to create, like everything would have been a lot better. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. So.
Yeah, you gotta live and learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
Or things that just didn't work out. What type of impact do you want your brand to have?
To be honest, I feel like my brand, like the impact I need my brand to have is brand awareness for sure.
Okay.
You know, like, so when somebody sees my brand, they see one of my pieces, they see the words, you know, consistent hustle, they know that it's a reflection of me, and that brand is going to come with good quality, a great design, you know, even things like great customer service. Everything about my brand is going to be, you know, top notch. So creating great brand awareness to the point where, you know, somebody can see my piece and don't even got to see the words consistent hustler, but they can tell off the, you know, the fabric or the design, and just like the art that's just, you know, on the piece. You know, when they see that, they know that it's me and know that it's my brand. So I want to create great brand awareness.
Okay. Do you find it difficult to stay ahead of the trends?
I don't find it difficult, because I feel like with me, I'm always with my iPad, you know, always trying to create new designs and stay ahead of the seasons. A lot of people try to, you know, wait till the month of, or like the season, like as soon as the season starts, and try to create pieces for that season.
Okay.
Like with me, I'm always trying to stay, you know, 2-3 seasons ahead, to the point where, you know, when the season come, I'm already dropping stuff as soon as the season, you know, turns and stuff like that. So when it comes to trends, I'm always trying to stay ahead. I'm always trying to create new trends to the point where somebody might look at it and be like, oh, you know, like, that's different. I want to, you know, try that piece. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I want that, opposed to somebody else stuff who just, you know, follow the same routine as somebody else, the same basics, you know, the same idea. Like, I try to, you know, think outside the box and like create pieces that, you know, reflect that. So.
Yeah. What's one thing about your brand that surprised you at first?
I would have to say my very first drop. My very first drop definitely surprised me, because I sold out on like a week and a half. And with that being my first drop, it was literally just the words "consistent hustling" on the back, with like a clock design on the front. You know, just representing, you know, time is money and chasing the bag and stuff like that. But that drop, it came in, you know, about 4 different colors. It was like a red, gray, black, and a blue. Yeah. And, you know, just that variety of colors that drew a lot of people in, and I sold out within like the first week and a half. So, you know, that definitely surprised me, because, you know, that being my first drop, and it being, you know, just like a basic design, in my opinion, it actually, you know, did pretty well. So.
What's a piece of advice you received that contributed success to your brand?
So a good piece of advice I feel like I received was, you know, when it comes to trying to close like a business deal and stuff like that, is to, you know, really, like, don't really spend too much time thinking about the customer's, you know, intentions or their finances, you know, stuff of that nature, because I feel like thinking too much about what the other person got going on is going to steer you away from your, you know, like your goal. Like, your goal is to sell your product, to sell your brand, you know, build brand awareness, like I said. So, you know, when it comes to trying to, you know, close a deal, some good advice I, you know, was told was, you know, to always have a biased mindset when it comes to stuff like that. Because if you worry too much about what the other person got going on, is going to steer away from your, you know, your actual goal, and, you know, cause you to, you know, think about things you shouldn't be thinking about when it comes to business. Because business and pleasure should always be separated. You know what I'm saying? So.
Business and pleasure should be separated.
Okay.
Remember that, y'all. What was the turning point that helped you decide that you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
The turning point I would have to say was, you know, just me, like, once I understood that I could make money, like a lot of money, and still have a flexible schedule, still could travel the world, still could, you know, go see my family whenever I want to. Like, once I realized I could do that and still make, you know, double or triple what the, you know, the average 9-to-5 worker is making, like, after that, it was over. You know what I'm saying? Like, being an entrepreneur, it definitely comes with a lot of risks, but the rewards, in my opinion, are very high. Like I mentioned, like the flexibility, you know, just being able to, you know, you could travel, you can start other businesses, you can invest your money in other different, you know, aspects, and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, without having to be somewhere at a certain time and be there for as many hours as, you know, like they need you to be there and stuff like that. So. Like, once I realized that, it was just over. I had to be an entrepreneur.
This question right here, as you can see from the pieces we're wearing, there is money on them. But would you say being a consistent hustler is only about making money?
No, I feel like, you know, being a consistent hustler, you could be a hustler in any aspect. You know, like when it comes to playing sports, you know, working a 9-to-5, you know, anything that you do, like, it has to be, consistent though, because if you're not consistent, it's not gonna lead you nowhere. If you just start a clothing brand and you drop 3 pieces and then it stop dropping, like nobody's gonna want to buy it because it's not consistent. And on the flip side, you could have a brand that you keep dropping consistently and stuff like that, but you're not really hustling like you're not really out there pushing your brand out there like how you could be. You're not out there standing outside selling your shirts, every person you meet trying to get a sell off, stuff like that. So like both those words like really go hand in hand with each other. Like whatever you do, you got to be a hustler and you got to be consistent. So when it comes to when it comes to money, whatever you do, you got to just be consistent at it.
Yeah. But what's the biggest risk you took with your business?
The biggest risk I took with my business was really just starting. Just starting your entrepreneurship journey is always a risk. Like there's always money that you're gonna lose at first. But scare money don't make no money, so you gotta do it.
Okay. And if someone was to offer you $250,000 right now to help your business, how would you use that money?
Well, I'd take half of that money and invest it into my business for sure. Really, drop a big collection of items. I'm talking like ski masks, backpacks, sneakers even. Like make a big drop for like a variety of different people. All different genders, all different shape sizes. Culture, stuff like that. And then the other half, I'd take that and invest it in like some kind of stocks, some type of entity, some type of business where I can make my money back and double it or triple it. So that's what I would do.
Flip it and get it back. Alright, y'all.
The Hustla way.
The Hustla way. Exactly. Right, y'all. That's all the questions I had for him today. Do you want to drop your Instagram for them? Your clothing brand, your website, all that, drop that for them so they know where to find you at.
I can find a brand at Consistent Hustler on Instagram. Personal gram is One Kwando. Y'all can find me there. And the website is consistenthustler.com. So everything on there, I can go shop.
Make sure y'all tune in for his next drop. This hoodie right here is from his last one. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Make sure I go get that.
Hoodie was from the last drop. Shirt from the last drop. Hat from like three drops
ago. They ain't come get this, but it's cool.
But make sure y'all tune in for the next one. Y'all don't want to miss it, because I know I don't want to miss it.
Big drop coming this month. Make sure y'all tap in.
You stay tuned for the next video, y'all.